Oh, I'm about to review Mortal Kombat 2, the movie that just came out this year. Prepare yourself, because it's geeking time. Okay. Yo, she's playing a battle with her katanas here. Come on. Come on. Okay, what is going on? Come on. Oh, hey. Just playing some Mortal Kombat 2 on the Super NES after watching Mortal Kombat 2 from 2026. Let me put this aside and let me take my sunglasses off here. So Mortal Kombat 2 released about a month ago in theaters, and now it's on digital HD. Now, I missed it in theaters. That one and Masters of the Universe were the big ones I was ready for this year. So I was able to watch the movie. Now today I'm going to be doing just that, talking about Mortal Kombat 2 from this year. Talking about the movie, what my thoughts were, and talking about spoilers, some Easter eggs, and like that. So just so you know, spoiler warning ahead for Mortal Kombat 2. But before I get into the review of Mortal Kombat 2, I'm also going to talk a little bit about Mortal Kombat from 2021, the first one, because I never really got a chance to review that movie. I was really excited about that film when it first came out, and I never got a chance to really do it. It came out all in the hype of the pandemic, and I had other things going on for that. So yeah, we're going to take a little tiny little bit on Mortal Kombat, and then we're really going to touch into Mortal Kombat 2. Alright, so when they announced Mortal Kombat, the one that came out in 2021, I was super excited because when it comes to fighting video games, I absolutely love Street Fighter, but Street Fighter 2, that's my favorite of the Street Fighter franchise. But when it comes to Mortal Kombat, like, I just basically, I love all of this stuff. I even played the shitty games, you know, that were side quests like Sub-Zero and things like that. I don't know why I did that. But when it was announced, Mortal Kombat, I was super excited. And my wife and I ended up watching it one night because it was direct to streaming, right? Because it was during the pandemic. And I gotta say, I did love that the actor that they chose to play Liu Kang. I love the actor that they chose to play Raiden Tadanobu Asano, one of the best Japanese actors of our generation. Even Kung Lao looked good. Shang Tsung looked fantastic. I like the actor who played Jax, who also played Jimmy Olsen in Supergirl. But I just found that the story itself... Oh yeah, even Kano. Kano was really well portrayed in the movie too, who comes back in Mortal Kombat 2. Well, a lot of them come back actually. But I just found that... I don't know, there was just like this really weird story with Mortal Kombat 1. You have this new guy called Cole, and trying to find out his purpose, but you also have the backstory of Hanzo and Bi-Han, Space Scorpion and Sub-Zero. So they play a lot on that, but it feels less like Mortal Kombat, right? It feels less like a Mortal Kombat movie than more of like a story, a whole adventure story, trying to find out what Cole's purpose is, and also trying to, you know, have Scorpion and Sub-Zero get at it. At least it's kind of cool with the callbacks too, especially with Scorpion saying, "Get over here." And a lot of the fatalities too that were done in the movie were done accurately. Spoiler, right? There's a shocking death of Kung Lao in the movie. But all in all, I mean, the characters themselves look good. Even Cable, who was in the movie, looked pretty good. I kind of forget now who some of the villains were, but I know it was mainly Shang Tsung. It's just, I don't know, it was just an odd story. I felt like they went more with style and how much fatalities they can put into the movie than anything else. Especially when Jax has his arms ripped off and they put the mechanical arms on him for the first time and he's growing. It just looks hilarious when he's got the small arms. But apart from that, like I said, the characters look cool. The scene, like the fatalities were grotesque and gory over the top, but still looked pretty cool. All in all, though, Mortal Kombat 1 I didn't like very much, and it's not because I was like, oh, I'm a purist when it comes to Mortal Kombat. No, it just, for me, it was, like I said, it didn't really feel like a Mortal Kombat movie. I was like, okay, you know what? Annihilation is probably still better than this. No, it really isn't. But I thought to myself at that time, Annihilation is probably better than this. Now that I look back on Mortal Kombat from 2021, I still think Annihilation is worse than that. But I don't really recommend Mortal Kombat 1. I recommend it for the story of Scorpion and Sub-Zero, because at the end of the movie, you do kind of find out that Cole is a descendant of Scorpion, which is all right. But I guess it all leads up to the second movie. So if you've never seen Mortal Kombat from 5 years ago now, I would say check it out in order to watch Mortal Kombat 2. If you have no interest in watching the Mortal Kombat movies, then obviously don't watch Mortal Kombat. That's my thoughts on the first Mortal Kombat. It was a movie. It was just a movie. I didn't really think it was that great of a film. I did like Scorpion. I did like Sub-Zero. I did like that dynamic, but that was really the only cool thing. I thought the character that they created, Cole, was a pointless character. Liu Kang looked good. Raiden looked good. Scorpion, Sub-Zero looked good. Shang Tsung looked good. The fatalities looked pretty good too. But in the end, I just felt like it really fell flat. It garnered enough, enough views and enough profit that they were able to greenlight the second movie. So at the end of Mortal Kombat, you do have your little teaser for Johnny Cage, the character we're all waiting for, Johnny Cage. So honestly, when it comes to Mortal Kombat, the first one, check it out if you want. If not, don't check it out. But if you're going to watch Mortal Kombat 2, I recommend checking out Mortal Kombat 1 just to get that out of the way.
From New Line Cinema, the studio that brought you Cool Hand Cage, Hard to Cage, and Rebel Without a Cage, comes Uncaged Fury. Starring Johnny Cage.
It's showtime.
They pissed him off. They fucked with his shades. They should have brought more guys.
You should have brought more guys.
Uncaged Fury. Coming to a theater near you this October.
Now, when Mortal Kombat begins, we are taken to Edenia, where Outworld's leader, Shao Kahn, has challenged King Jared. You have Queen Sindel and you have Kitana. He takes on Shao Kahn and he loses, right? What I really like though about the movie is that the movie, when it starts, one of the Easter eggs, like first right on, is when the movie first starts and they're showing, you know, the logos and everything. It starts with that dark cloudy background, which is kind of like what they did in Mortal Kombat 2, which was really awesome. So yeah, you kind of have the backstory, a little bit of Shao Kahn taking over Edenia, which is basically what they do also in the video games. We are also introduced to Johnny Cage in this movie. Johnny Cage is seen at a convention. Nobody's going to his convention, kind of like Sad Virgil, you know, from WWF. But nobody's going, and he's on his way back to his car. He's advised he's chosen by the gods. Johnny Cage doesn't want to do this, so he decides to leave. And it's really cool because you got this like really neat scene in the bar with Johnny Cage. Ed Boon, the co-creator of Mortal Kombat, shows up. It's kind of cool. It takes Mortal Kombat, the premise of the fighting, and especially fighting for, you know, Earthrealm, and it applies it to this movie, which I really like. So it does feel like a Mortal Kombat movie. Now, Shao Kahn is the big bad in this movie. Shao Kahn is also resurrecting, like he's already got Sindel resurrected, obviously as his queen, and we'll get into somebody else just in a little bit. So you come to find out that, okay, they're already chosen to fight. So the first fight is between Sonya Blade and Sindel. That ends in Sonya's favor, and as well, you've got Johnny Cage versus Kitana. And what I really like is that she refuses to finish him after Shao Kahn screams it. But he tumbles and falls, which is really neat. Like, if you don't do the fatalities in the video game, that's what happens to you. So I thought that was a neat little trick right there, a neat little Easter egg right there. So as we move along, also, you got Johnny Cage, who's trying to come to terms with this and still doesn't want to do this. But you see that Quan Chi, who's in the movie, who it mentions that he is an agent of Shinnok. Quan Chi, first of all, brings back Kano. Kano is just as annoyingly funny in this movie as in the first one. I will give it to the actor who plays Kano. But he also brings back Kung Lao, who died in the first movie. Shao Kahn wants to use Shinnok's amulet to become immortal. So he needs God's life force. So they get that from Raiden. Basically, Kung Lao gets that from Raiden. And so we have another few fights at this point. We have Jade versus Jax, which is a cool fight. We also have Liu Kang versus Kung Lao, which is probably the best fight of the movie. And it ends in Liu Kang's favor. And my God, what an amazing! He uses Kung Lao's fatality against him, which is really cool. And then you have Cole, who the throwaway character from the first movie that was created, fighting against Shao Kahn. And Shao Kahn decimates Cole and throws him in the acid bath, which is a nice callback to that as well. But it's also really cool because, like, when it comes to the fighters on each side, you have the fighters for Outrealm, the fighters for Earthrealm, and they have these tokens in the sky. And once the tokens light out, whoever's last is the winner, so that's really neat. You come to find out also that Kitana, who is supposed to be Shao Kahn's adopted daughter, is in a coalition with Raiden. Jade, who's in the movie also, which a lot of people did not like the actress they casted for Jade and you know, being bald, and I didn't give two shits. I thought she looked cool. I thought she was a real cool badass character. But Jade kind of finds out that Kitana is going against Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn's army comes for her. They need to go to Tarkata to get Baraka to help them to sneak into Shao Kahn's palace. So it's really, really neat. And you have the first time, well, not the first time, you have second fight with Johnny Cage. So Johnny Cage fights Baraka because he pisses Baraka off. And he's getting his ass whooped, man. It's hilarious. Sonya tells him, "You're an actor, act like one." And so I guess that sparks something in Johnny Cage, and he starts fighting like Johnny Cage that we know in the video game, full on the glasses and the fuck you middle finger with the glasses, and he's wearing his Johnny Cage belt buckle, which I love too. And he's fighting Baraka, and then finally, we see the splits and the punch to the groin. Baraka is like, this is the best fighting I've ever had. So Baraka is kind of like a comedic character, although he's cool. I like that way that they went with Baraka in this movie. So Baraka does take them finally to Edenium. He says that's as far as he can go, but he asks, Johnny Cage says, "I promised you I'll be back to train you, my disciple." So Baraka leaves. And then we get into the palace, and there's another fight that ensues with Shao Kahn. A non-official Mortal Kombat match. Shang Tsung is in the movie as well. He is one of Shao Kahn's consorts. They've got Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, who are in a coalition with Shao Kahn. Liu Kang, Sonya, even Johnny Cage tried to fight him off. Same thing for Jax. And I was really surprised and shocked they killed Jax in the movie. I was really surprised by that because Jax is also one of the mainstays of Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat franchise. But like I said to my wife, they actually fucking went there. They went there, they took the risk, and you know what? Even with Kung Lao in the first one, it was like, okay, it was shocking, but okay. And then that brings us basically to our final fight. How Kung Lao was able to get the energy and the amulet for Shao Kahn from Raiden was that he slit Raiden's throat. And so Raiden is on his deathbed. They want to protect the amulet. And I know I'm jumping around a little bit. Watch the movie for yourself if you're still going to. Quan Chi resurrects Sub-Zero, Bi-Han, but he resurrects him into Noob Saibot. They don't call him Noob Saibot in the movie. They just call him Bi-Han. And they find out that he's going to Netherrealm, which is the equivalent of Hell, which is basically what Johnny Cage asks. And Raiden tells him that he's not going to survive in Netherrealm without a guide. And by the way, Kano at this point jumps ship because he doesn't want to be part of Outworld. So both Johnny Cage and Kano are transported to Netherrealm, where they are greeted by Hanzo, Scorpion. And he doesn't want to help them until they tell him that Bi-Han has been resurrected. And so he's fixing himself a nice garden with beautiful cherry blossoms. That all crumbles and he becomes Scorpion once again. And then a whole battle ensues in Netherrealm. At the same time, you've got the final battle where Shao Kahn is taking on Sonya and Liu Kang. And I'm not sure, so this is where I'm actually a little bit confused. In the ensuing battle, Kitana is chained up in the town. And also Jade decides to break her bonds with Shao Kahn. And so she jumps to Netherrealm too. She asks Shang Tsung to send her there. So she helps Johnny Cage, Scorpion, and Kano fight Noob Saibot. But like I was saying, it's kind of weird because I don't know if Liu Kang dies. He fights, and Sonya looks like she's almost dead. Her flame lights out, and then it looks like Liu Kang gets killed. And he says this is not the end. This is just the beginning. He needs to go find his purpose is to bring back Kung Lao. And it looks like all is done for Earthrealm until Kitana, who gets freed from her shackles, switches sides and says she's starting to fight for Earthrealm. So we have this epic battle going on with Johnny Cage, Kano, and Jade, and Scorpion versus Noob Saibot. And then we have another fight with Kitana and Shao Kahn. And my God, as these are coexisting with each other, there's so much acting going on. There's so much action going on, so much fast pace that I was just taken in by everything. It was so fucking awesome. And finally, in the end, Johnny Cage, who kind of has a little Lord of the Rings speech at the moment. Yeah, I get it. We'll find the one ring to rule them all, which is a neat little callback to him being in Lord of the Rings. He gets his power. And we finally see the Shadow Kick, which was amazing to see on screen. Noob Saibot is defeated. The amulet of Shinnok is broken. Shao Kahn is no longer has the power of the gods, is no longer mortal. And so Kitana does her fatality on Shao Kahn, and it's one of the most spectacular things ever. And she's deemed Queen of Edenia. Earthrealm wins, right? Survives. In the end, there's a campfire back in Tarkata with Johnny Cage explaining a story to Baraka and his clan, and Raiden, Sonya, Kano, and Kitana and Jade come back with them holding on to Quan Chi, and they're telling him that he has a little bit of liberties with the story, which is kind of funny. Yeah, we come to find out that they need to get their fallen comrades. So I kind of feel like the next movie, I don't know what the next movie is going to go into. That's kind of where it ends. But if it's anything with Shao Kahn being killed, I don't know if he can be resurrected. But with Quan Chi being in the movie, maybe Shang Tsung will come back as a villain, but maybe we'll see Shinnok in the next movie, which would be kind of cool. Maybe we'll see more of NetherRealm. So that could be really interesting to see. My thoughts on this film, I thought this was an amazing video game film. I still consider Mortal Kombat 1995 to be like one of the all-time best video game adaptations. Basically going Mortal Kombat from 95 and Mortal Kombat 2. I loved it. It was a fantastic film. And I think there's a couple of reviewers on YouTube that are trying to tell people not to watch it. Don't listen to them. Watch it for yourself. You go have your own opinion on the movie. Good things about this movie. The acting was awesome. The fight scenes, the choreographed fight scenes were great. The world building was fantastic. Shao Kahn looked great. I loved Carl Urban as Johnny Cage. I thought he was perfect. And you know what I really liked? I liked that they didn't go with a 29-year-old Johnny Cage. I really love that the fact that they went with a 50-something-year-old Johnny Cage. He's a washed-up actor. He's a washed-up Hollywood actor who's trying to make a comeback at any deems necessary. And in the movie, basically Raiden, before he goes to Netherworld, he basically tells Raiden he doesn't care. He'd rather save people. And he says, you've really changed. So it's really cool to see that character growth for Johnny Cage because, yeah, he goes from that, washed-up, I'll take anything celebrity to, okay, you know what? I've been chosen by the gods to be a savior of the world. He's finally accepted that, and I love that. Carl Urban is an underrated actor. I absolutely love Carl Urban as an actor. No pros without cons, right? I think that the movie itself, I won't say it felt a little bit rushed. I kind of feel like they could have done a little bit more with the movie. I was taken aback by Jax being killed. I thought that was, what the fuck? That was out of nowhere. I also thought it was stupid that they built up Cole in the first movie, only to have Shao Kahn kill him in the most insulting way ever in this movie, and then just throw him in the acid bath. I was like, why did you create this character for the first movie? I get it, they're listening to us fans, but come on. Character designs that I thought were hokey and goofy looking. I know Shang Tsung kind of looks like that in the video games, but I still find Shang Tsung reminds me of Charles Montgomery Burns as Dracula. I don't know, just something about the Shang Tsung. Quan Chi, although it was cool to see him, he still kind of looked a little odd. I like what Kano called him, the Voldemort's scrotum or something like that. That was really funny. Also with Kano, because his eyes gets gouged out in the first movie, Quan Chi makes him basically a robotic eye, but you don't see the robotic faceplate. You just see the eye, so he's got his laser. I would have liked to have seen the whole entire, robotic metal eye plate for him. That would have been cool. Let's address the elephant in the room. The one thing that a lot of people were super fucking pissed off about, those douche bros who were like, that's not my Jade. That's not my Jade. I don't give two shits what you're thinking. I'm not sure who the actress is. I read up. I think she was on The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, which I watched the first few seasons. Didn't mind her in that. And I thought the actress who played Jade was phenomenal. Well, okay, maybe not phenomenal. I'm not going to go that far, but she was fantastic. I thought that, the way that they portrayed Kitana and the way that they portrayed Jade, it was that, they had this camaraderie, almost like sisterhood. They were soldiers. They were born to be, they were raised to be soldiers by Shao Kahn. From the early days of Mortal Kombat up until 2009, Mortal Kombat 9, the way that Jade, Kitana, and even Melina look is not, it's not believable. You can't fight in that. So I like the fact that they made them look like soldiers, and I thought Jade looked great. I thought she looked awesome, and I thought that the actress who played her was a very good actress. I absolutely had no problems with this actress whatsoever. Personally, I thought they did a really good job casting her in the role of Jade. I'm sorry if that Jade does not meet your standards of what Jade is like in the video game, but come on, it's a movie, right? Let's be realistic here. And I thought she looked really good in the part, and I thought she did a really good job with the role of Jade. They had this whole scene set up for Johnny Cage's Uncaged Fury movie, which was really cool. I forget which video game it's in, but in one of the video games, he's wearing the same exact outfit as in one of the video games, where it's like that bluish, purplish jacket and pants with the white. Often in Mortal Kombat, especially in the cartoon movies, he's always talking about his past movies. They always have some ridiculous names, and I love that the movie they went with in this was called Uncaged Fury. It was really neat. And also read up that his son, there's a clip where he's looking at himself on YouTube back when he was 16 years old as a karate, winning a karate championship. And I read that it was his actual son, Karl Urban's actual son in real life. So that was really, really cool. But again, I cannot praise Karl Urban enough as Johnny Cage. Guy's in his 50s and he still can do it. And I don't know if he did his own stunts, but goddamn, he looked amazing in the movie. His wisecracks were so quick, and I just was laughing the whole movie. Even my wife watched it with me. She was like, that was actually really good. And she really was vocal to me about how she did not like the first movie. I'm going to tell you this right now. I highly recommend this movie. Not that it matters. If you're going to go watch it, please, I hope you go watch it. I hope you give it a chance. I hope you don't listen to some of the people out there who are trying to discourage you from watching the movie. I hope you go to watch it for yourself, especially if you're a Mortal Kombat fan. I highly recommend it. To be quite honest with you, this is a movie that on, 5 stars out of 5, I'm going to give this movie a 4.5 on 5. Yeah, it was that good for me. But I give Mortal Kombat 2 4 on 5. To be honest with you, the first Mortal Kombat, I gave that a 2 on 5, okay? Because it's still watchable, especially for the, Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And it was just... This movie, I give it a 4 on 5. 4.5 on 5, because I can tell you right now, they went all in for the fans. They listened to the fans. They wanted to give you a Mortal Kombat movie, and they understood. I don't know if there's going to be a third Mortal Kombat, a threequel, if they call it. But if they do, man, I'm definitely going to be there for the movie. Gotta love that coffee, right? Gotta love that coffee. Lo and behold, let me know down below if you have watched Mortal Kombat 2, what your thoughts on Mortal Kombat 2 is. Or if you haven't watched Mortal Kombat 2, I told you there were spoilers, so I hope you still take the time to go watch it. I know it's kind of a little all over the place, but hey, I'm fresh out of watching the movie. I watched the movie last night. I'm trying to recollect without having a screen in front of me. But let me know down below if you've watched the movie, what your thoughts on the movie were. And if you agree with everybody about the casting of Jade, like I said, I thought she was great. I also want to know down below what you thought of Shao Kahn in the movie. That's something I forgot to mention. I love that they made him look like the video game character. And his, helmet being on the whole entire movie. I love that too. Opposed from the original Mortal Kombat Annihilation, where he barely wears the helmet. So I thought that was good. And they made him look like the video game character. The actor who played Shao Kahn was really good in the role. But again, I think what made the movie really, really good, honestly, was the conflicting story of Kitana and the story of Johnny Cage. I think that's really what made the movie really well. You're introducing Johnny Cage in the second Mortal Kombat movie, whereas they did it in '95 in the first movie, and they just killed him within the first few minutes. To this day, I can't forgive Mortal Kombat Annihilation for that, because Johnny Cage is my favorite Mortal Kombat character. Him and Scorpion. Those are my two go-tos when it comes to Mortal Kombat. But again, let me know down below if you've watched the movie, what you thought, and if you're watching this review, if this has convinced you now to watch the movie, let me know when you do watch the movie what your thoughts are. All right, have yourselves a fantastic day. Get out of here for the day. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for the day. I'm going to go play some Mortal Kombat now, because now I'm revitalized in Mortal Kombat. It's my favorite fighting game franchise of all time, probably my favorite video game franchise of all time. I'm going to go play some more Mortal Kombat. And I also got Mortal Kombat, the collection, coming in from Arrow, so stick around. We're going to do a review of that when I get in. That being said, though, if you're brand new to my channel because you love movie content, you love things about movies, you love video game stuff, nerdy culture, stuff like that. Or if you've been watching my videos for the longest time, you haven't already done so, please and thank you, subscribe to my channel. While you're there, click the bell to be notified whenever I got some brand new content out. If you like this, maybe we'll do some more Not That It Matters reviews. That could be some fun. This is my first time doing something like this, so maybe when I watch Masters of the Universe, let me know if you want to see that. Also, if you like this video, you're enjoying my content in general, let the algorithm know. Click that thumbs up button and also share the video. Share the video with Earthrealm. Let them know everything is okay. They have a fantastic movie protecting them. Again, I thought Mortal Kombat 2026 was a fantastic movie. That's just my opinion. Get out of here today. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for the day. Stay cool, stay nerdy, keep watching all those good movies, playing all those great Mortal Kombat games if you like Mortal Kombat. I will see you in the next video. And as always, it's showtime.
Damn.
Apparently I can't do this.